Here are 20 things that I no longer buy as a minimalist. Hello, my name's Rachel and I do videos all about decluttering, minimalism and my no spend year. Today's video is a minimalist living video about 20 things that I no longer buy as a minimalist. So just to recap, minimalism is about reducing the number of items within your home so that it's manageable, so it's full of things that you love, so that you can really make the most out of things. It's about simple, intentional living. Over the last couple of years that I've become more minimalistic in my approach to everyday life, I've come across 20 things that I no longer buy or will not consider buying because I don't feel like it is purposeful or worthwhile to me. And the whole point is that I don't want to be wasteful. I want everything to serve a purpose, it to be worthwhile, and for me to be able to save money so that I can spend money on more important things for me. So the first thing I no longer buy are duplicate items. Duplicate items could be a range of different things, like having similar items within your wardrobe. It could be having lots of the same items within kitchen utensils, like having lots of different spatulas, etc. So it's about reducing down the amount of items that you have. So when I'm buying things, I always think about whether or not I've already got something that does the same job or works in the same way or does the same thing. So I'm always thinking about, have I already got something that can do this, or am I buying a replacement product so that I can get rid of the old one? So I'm very conscious that I don't want duplicate items within my home because they are taking up space unnecessarily. My second thing that I no longer buy are things that I can't afford. So I'm quite realistic with my budget. I don't have very much, so I know what is realistic for me. I cannot be buying a piece of furniture or a piece of clothing that costs hundreds of pounds. I am spending within my budget, within my means, and that is okay. I only think about things that I can afford, and if I want to buy a bigger ticket item that costs more money, then I will save up first before I do that. Any time that I have spent money on travelling, I have not done it unless I've got the money in my bank account to do that and I have enough to pay all my bills. So I'm only thinking about what I can afford, so I won't be borrowing money to do anything or to purchase anything. I live within my means. The third thing I no longer buy are things that I can already borrow. If I'm doing some work around the house, or if I need to put up a shelf, etc., and I need a tool specific for that, I will see if I can borrow one first before I think about purchasing. Anytime I'm doing a small job where I don't really use that thing regularly, I will see if I can borrow it rather than purchase. I just think it's very wasteful to be buying an item that you're not really going to use and you're not going to be able to look after or store properly. So I look at borrowing as a way of doing that, and I will often give a gesture, I will pay, or I will give them a gift to say thank you. But the idea is that I'm not going above my means by paying for an item that I don't really need when I can just borrow it. The fourth thing I no longer buy are items that I could buy secondhand. So if I'm looking to purchase something, I will see whether or not I can get something decent secondhand rather than paying for new. Because if you buy new, you are going to lose value as soon as you bought it, as soon as you've taken it out of the shop. For example, a phone, I will always try and buy secondhand or as close to new as I can, but secondhand, so that I'm not paying out unnecessarily on items when I could get them cheaper. I think this goes for a number of things within my home, like when my TV didn't work anymore, I bought a second-hand one on Marketplace because I just don't see the value in spending hundreds of pounds on a TV when I can get something that somebody else has used and still works fine second-hand for like 40 quid. So I think it's better to try and buy second-hand. It's about recycling, reusing, etc. And that is always my first go-to. If I can buy it second-hand, I will. The fifth thing that I no longer buy anymore is fast fashion clothes. I will make sure that any purchase that I make of clothing is something that is going to have longevity within my wardrobe. It needs to be a quality piece and it needs to be able to serve a multitude of purposes. It needs to be versatile, it needs to go for different occasions or be mix and matched with different styles, etc. So I try and buy things that are really going to get my money's worth out of it. So I don't tend to buy like patterned or fast fashion kind of styles. I buy things that I know that suit me, that fit me. in the right way, and that is kind of my go-to when I buy clothes. Number 6 is new gadgets or phones. I'm not one to buy new items, the latest and greatest. I'm quite happy to have older models and I will use them until they die. Like I don't feel the need to keep upgrading, etc. I just think environmentally it's not sustainable to be keeping up to date with all the latest gadgets and things. I wouldn't use the latest kitchen appliance because I'm not fussed about cooking or kitchenware, etc. I'm more about being practical, and if something is going to serve a purpose then great, but I'm not worried about having the latest and greatest. I think about what is going to serve me well and I will make sure it lasts. So anytime I purchase a phone I will use it until its dying days, and then I will think about purchasing the next one. And as I said before, it would be secondhand or as close to new as possible, but without being new. Number 7 is magazines or newspapers. I just don't see the point anymore. I feel like it's a lot of waste, all the materials for producing a magazine or newspaper, and I can access a lot of things online now that I don't feel like I need. I don't feel like I need a subject-specific magazine, for example, and news-wise I try and watch broadcasts, etc., or watch things within social media, and that is kind of my way of getting the news as of when, so I don't feel the need to subscribe to any newspapers or magazines. Just feel like they're quite wasteful for me. Number 8 is home decor items. I'm not one for knickknacks like I used to be. I used to collect knickknacks all the time. Every time I went on holiday I'd buy little ornaments. If I went to the shop I'd buy little knickknacks that would go on the shelf, and I would buy all those things, and it just meant that I would never clean because I would never want to move the things to clean them, to clean underneath and then have to put them back. So I just don't buy any home decor things. Number 9 is bank fees. So I will make sure that my account comes with incentives. That means that even if there is a bank fee, I get enough incentive that I'm not charged for the account. And any time that I would be charged for an account, I would make sure that I'd swap it. I would not want to pay for an account if for benefits that I do not use, so I just don't bother paying for fees unless I am profiting from any benefits like cashback, etc. Number 10 is apps. I will not pay for an app at all. I do not see the value in having any kind of app that is costly, so any app that I do have on my phone is absolutely free. I will not pay for them. I just don't see the point when I can get a free version or a limited version, and that does the job for me. I don't do an awful lot of things on my phone, so I just don't see the need for it. I do a lot of things on my laptop, etc., so I just don't have the need for paid apps, and that can save a lot of money. I'm not ever dipping into buying anything like that. Number 11 is alcohol. I just don't buy it anymore. I just don't need to. I don't really drink, so I don't see the point in purchasing. I have got some left over in the cupboards, but I haven't drunk properly for over a year, so I just, well, not quite over a year, almost a year, so I just don't see the point in buying it. I tend to be gifted some, and that tends to be my collection, so if people come round they can have some alcohol if they want to, but I will not go out of my way to purchase it. Number 12 is calendars. I used to be one to buy a yearly calendar, but I'm so reliant on my phone calendar now that I just don't need it. I don't need a paper copy because a paper copy I will not look at every day, but my phone calendar I will, so I go digital now, and that is my easy access calendar and I use that all the time, so I don't buy a paper one anymore. 13 is souvenirs. I do not buy souvenirs really when I go on holiday. If I feel like it, if I see a nice piece of art I might do it, but I will not buy key rings or little knick-knacky things or ornaments. I do not do that. That is kind of pointless to me. I don't buy any alcohol aboard, like I said, so I don't really go down the souvenir route. I will buy something arty if I see it or if I really like it, but if I don't see anything I like, I will not purchase. 14 is I will not buy things that won't last. I think quality over quantity is absolutely key. I'd rather buy a quality item and know that I will not have to repurchase it several times because it will last, than buy something cheap and have to keep buying something because it breaks or it damages and I need to replace it. So I'd rather buy a quality item, so I do not buy things that will not last. and will not serve the purpose. Number 15 is gym membership. I've never really been one for the gym. I like practical sports and walking, so I will go out walking and I will play badminton, and that is about it. I do not see the point in a gym membership for myself because I'm not motivated for the gym, so that's something I will not invest in. And I will do yoga as well, like stretches, etc. at home, and I like that I can do it at my own time whenever I choose to. Number 16 is seasonal decoration. So I mentioned home decor, but seasonal specific decorations I will not buy. I do not buy Halloween or Easter. I don't really buy many new Christmas stuff. I will use the same stuff every year and have done for a number of years already now. So I'm quite set in my ways there. I don't think it's worth doing seasonal items. I just want my home to look how I want it to look all year round, and I will change it up when I feel like it, but not seasonally. Number 17 is fancy face creams. I just don't have the money to be spending out on fancy face creams, and for me, I think the simpler the better for me because I have sensitive skin, so I tend to go really simple and actually buy simple moisturiser. I don't buy proper face creams. I just do a basic moisturiser and that is all I need for my face. Number 18 is phone accessories. I do not have an endless number of cases or accessories for my phone. I just have a case, and that is one that is made to last, and if I need to buy a new case it will be because this one is broken. So I don't see the point in having numerous accessories. Number 19 is furniture. I will not waste money on any new furniture unless it's replacing an item. I have reduced down everything in my home, so everything that I've got now, if it breaks, I would replace, but I would not buy additional furniture at this point because I've now got to the point where I've got everything how I want it. It would just be replacements that I would need now. And number 20 is single-use items. I do not buy like plastic cutlery, etc. for parties, or anything that I would deem as a single-use item would be something that would be used on one occasion and not ever really used again because you're not really into that, or you don't really do that kind of thing on a regular basis. So I will not purchase those items. So there are 20 things that I no longer buy as a minimalist. I wonder if there are any that you do not buy anymore. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know if you have similar thoughts on some of those items. And I shall be back for more videos on minimalism, decluttering and my no spend year. Take care, bye.